The origins and purpose of the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were officially founded in 1119 CE by Hugh de Payens, a French knight, along with 8 relatives and acquaintances. Their original name was, Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon. Their primary function was quite practical, to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem following the First Crusade. During this period, the roads to Jerusalem were extremely dangerous. Pilgrims were frequently attacked, robbed, and killed by bandits and Muslim raiders. The Templars took monastic vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, but uniquely combined these with military service, creating the first warrior monks of the Christian world. King Baldwin II of Jerusalem granted them quarters on the Temple Mount, in the captured Al-Aqsa Mosque, which they believed was built over the ruins of Solomon's Temple. This location gave them their name, Knights of the Temple, or Knights Templar. Expansion of power and wealth. What began as a small order of 9 knights quickly grew into a powerful international organization. In 1139, Pope Innocent II issued a papal bull titled, Omne Datum Optimum, which gave the Templars extraordinary privileges. 1. They were exempt from local laws and taxes. 2. They answered only to the Pope. 3. They could cross any border freely. 4. They could collect their own taxes. These privileges helped them establish Europe's first multinational banking network. Pilgrims could deposit money at a Templar house in Europe and withdraw funds in Jerusalem using a coded letter of credit, essentially inventing the modern banking check. This system allowed travelers to avoid carrying large sums of money, reducing the risk of theft. The Templar treasure what we know. The Templars amassed enormous wealth through various means. Donations from the faithful. Many nobles donated land, money, and even their estates to the order, often joining themselves. Banking activities. Their banking operations allowed them to collect fees and interest, though technically charging interest was forbidden by the church. Business ventures. They owned vast farms, vineyards, mills, and shipping fleets. Tax collection. In many regions, they served as tax collectors for monarchs. Military spoils. As warriors, they took their share of plunder from conquered territories. By the 13th century, they essentially functioned as the world's first international banking corporation, with an estimated 9,000 properties across Europe and the Holy Land, and a network of tens of thousands of members. Documented Templar treasures. Historical records mention several specific treasures in Templar possession. Financial assets. By the 14th century, they controlled enormous financial reserves. They were the primary bankers to the French crown and many European nobles. Gold and silver bullion. They maintained large reserves of precious metals to back their banking activities. Holy relics. As Crusaders, they collected numerous religious relics, including what was claimed to be pieces of the true cross and fragments of the Holy Sepulchre. Ancient manuscripts. Their position on the Temple Mount gave them access to ancient texts, including potentially Hebrew and Islamic works that had been lost to Western Europe. Innovative knowledge. They possessed advanced knowledge of architecture, agriculture, and navigation techniques that they acquired from Arab and Eastern sources. Theories about secret Templar treasures. Beyond documented wealth, numerous theories exist about secret treasures the Templars may have discovered. The Ark of the Covenant **. Some believe the Templars discovered the Ark beneath the Temple Mount and smuggled it to Europe. The Holy Grail. Various legends connect the Templars to the cup used by Christ at the Last Supper. The Shroud of Turin. The famous cloth bearing the image of a crucified man was first publicly displayed shortly after the Templar dissolution, leading to theories of connection. Ancient knowledge. Some researchers suggest they uncovered esoteric secrets from King Solomon's time or Egyptian mysteries. The head of John the Baptist. Several accusations during their trial mentioned worship of a mysterious head. The fall of the Templars. The Templars' downfall came swiftly. On Friday, October 13, 1307, possibly originating the Friday the 13th superstition, King Philip IV of France ordered the simultaneous arrest of Templars throughout France. Philip was deeply in debt to the order and coveted their wealth. Templars were accused of heretical practices including denying Christ, spitting on the cross, worshipping an idol called Baphomet, engaging in homosexual acts, conducting secret and inappropriate initiation rituals. Under torture, many Templars confessed to these charges. The Grand Master Jacques de Molay and many others were burned at the stake in 1314. Pope Clement V, under pressure from Philip, dissolved the entire order in 1312. The mystery: where did the treasure go? One of history's greatest mysteries is what happened to the vast Templar wealth. When Philip's forces raided their Paris temple, they found some money but nothing close to their expected fortune. Here are the leading theories. Escape to Scotland. According to this theory, Templar ships left La Rochelle harbor in France just before the arrests, carrying treasure to Scotland. This is supported by Templar gravestones in Scotland dating from this period. The sudden emergence of the Scottish Sinclair family as major patrons of unique architecture. Rosslyn Chapel's Templar-like symbology. The Battle of Bannockburn, where unseen knights allegedly helped the Scots defeat the English shortly after the Templar dissolution. The Swiss connection. Some historians suggest the Templars fled to Switzerland, noting, Switzerland's founding as a confederation occurred shortly after the Templar dissolution. Early Swiss banking practices resembled Templar methods. The similarity between the Swiss flag and the Templar cross. Switzerland's long-standing tradition of neutrality and financial secrecy. The Portugal transformation. In Portugal, the Templars weren't persecuted but simply rebranded as the Order of Christ, with transfer of all Templar properties to the new order. Nearly identical symbols and structures. The same members continuing operations. Later funding Portuguese maritime explorations, including Christopher Columbus's voyages. The underground survival theory. Some believe the Templars went underground, surfacing later as Freemasons, Rosicrucians, various secret societies, banking families of Europe, Oak Island connection. One persistent theory links the Templars to mysterious structures on Oak Island, Nova Scotia, including a booby-trapped, money pit, discovered in 1795. Engineering too sophisticated for colonial times. Dated artifacts potentially connecting to Templar periods. Symbols allegedly connected to Templar codes. Physical locations associated with potential Templar treasure. Several specific locations are frequently cited as possible repositories of Templar wealth. Rennes-le-Château, France. This small village became famous when its parish priest, Berenguer Saunier, suddenly became extremely wealthy in the 1890s. Some believe he discovered Templar treasure hidden beneath his church. Rosslyn Chapel, Scotland. Built by William Sinclair in the 15th century, this ornate chapel contains symbolism associated with both Templars and Freemasons. Some theorists believe treasures are concealed in sealed vaults beneath the chapel. Bornholm Island, Denmark. This Baltic island contains several round churches built in a distinctive style similar to the Temple Church in London. Some researchers suggest these churches contain hidden chambers with Templar artifacts. Chartres Cathedral, France. Known for its labyrinth and alleged esoteric symbolism, some believe Templars hid treasures within its massive structure. Temple Mount, Jerusalem. Perhaps coming full circle, some believe the Templars discovered underground chambers but left some treasures sealed beneath Temple Mount itself. Archaeological evidence and recent discoveries. While much remains speculative, recent findings provide some tangible connections. In 2019, the Templars, headquarters at Temple Mount in Jerusalem, underwent archaeological investigation, revealing new tunnel systems and underground structures dating to their occupation. Documents in the Vatican's secret archives, released in 2007, revealed that Pope Clement V actually absolved the Templars of heresy charges, suggesting their trial was indeed politically motivated. In Portugal, continued research into the Order of Christ has strengthened evidence that this was effectively a continuation of the Templar organization. Banking records discovered in European archives have helped track some Templar financial assets, showing how their wealth was gradually absorbed by other entities. The Templar legacy today. Whether or not their physical treasure still exists, the Templars left significant legacies. Banking innovations. Modern banking concepts like checks, loans, and credit were pioneered by their financial network. Architectural knowledge. Their distinctive buildings influenced Gothic architecture throughout Europe. Navigational advances. Their knowledge potentially contributed to the age of exploration. Military techniques. Their disciplined fighting methods influenced European warfare. Cultural impact. Their dramatic rise and fall continues to inspire books, films, and games. After more than 700 years, the question remains, does any physical Templar treasure still exist undiscovered? Historians are divided. Skeptics believe any substantial treasures were likely seized by monarchs or gradually dispersed through history. Others suggest the most valuable Templar possessions weren't gold or jewels but knowledge, architectural, scientific, and spiritual insights that gradually diffused into European culture. Some treasure hunters remain convinced that substantial hoards await discovery in forgotten chambers and caves. What seems certain is that the full truth of the Knights Templar, their activities, their knowledge, and their treasures, remains one of history's most enduring mysteries, continuing to fascinate us more than 7 centuries after their dramatic fall.